Okay, let's see what today's piece of fun is going to be. Actually, it's going to be quite a few days and there will be quite a few parts on this series. And here it is. 1985 Mercedes 380 SL. Got a fair bit of work to do on this. Transmission fluid change, steering damper change, brakes all taken apart to stop them from squealing. Taken apart, cleaned and greased. Then we have the fun job of trying to figure out why it is so difficult to start and curing that problem. She's in pretty good condition. Yep, needs a bit of work. This car is actually a gift. Her husband bought it for her. She's always liked these cars. I'm not going to tell you their names because that wouldn't be right. But she's always liked these cars and always wanted one, so he bought her this for her birthday, which I think is pretty darn generous. Perhaps he'll buy me one for my birthday. Right, let's get it in the garage and get started. Okay, there she is in the garage. First thing you're going to do, obviously, get the bonnet open. Pull the lever on the footwell and the driver's seat, then reach in here and there is a lever, lever. You just pull it towards you and lift. If I can show you it. Probably not. Yeah, hang on, can I get the angle right? If I look at the grill, there it is. This is the lever here. And you pull it towards you, but you reach in through here to get to it. Right, here is the beast. Now, this one I know is going to be fun to do. At the moment the exchanging or even the engine is extremely hot, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it cool down first. And then we'll start by taking the air filter off, which is the clips here, and then the wing nut in the middle. I want that out of the way because, yes, I do have to change the air filter, but the electronic fuel injection system is underneath. I will be taking off the distributor cap here, just having a look inside, seeing. It looks like someone has replaced the leads. So they're probably okay. We will see. There's a number of things I've got to check on this. In particular, the cold start injector, which I believe is this one here. That has got to be checked. Make sure it works, because that can often be a problem. But there are many things in here that will need working on, checking, looking at, whatever word you want to use. As I mentioned previously, I've got to change the transmission fluid, also the steering damper, and take the brakes apart, give them a jolly good clean and grease up to stop them from squeaking. Okay, what a beast, huh? A V8. 3.8 litre, I believe, hence the badge 380 SL. Super luxury? I don't know what it stands for. It would be German anyway. Super luxury. No, that's French. Spitzengottenhimmel. Ja, es ist eine speedy lorry. They don't have lorries. They have wagons. Okay, enough of that stupidness. Let's get on and do some work. This is the start of something you're going to need. 8 quarts of the transmission fluid. Now I prefer to use the Mercedes stuff rather than risk it with standard ATF. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the steering damper here. And here is the transmission filter and gasket. I like to take the gasket out, just leave it lying to rest and kind of get back to its natural shape, and it comes with the appropriate washers. Now the steering damper, that part number is 18-002461, and for the transmission filter the part number is 126-2700298-FE. Although it says made in Taiwan, it's Meisterschatz. Master. Oh, my German's getting weak. Satz seal. No, I'm sorry. You'd have to look it up. Definitely master something. Master seal. Master something. Anyway, there you go. So those are the parts now, and we'll get on with that once the engine and transmission has cooled a little bit. I don't want the transmission to be totally cold, but I also don't want it ridiculously hot, which it is at the moment, and also the steering damper. That is why I have the bonnet open and I'm letting the heat get out. Let's get on with it. First thing we've got to do is remove this shield. Then next we'll have to turn the torque converter so that we can get to the drain plug. Now the drain plug will be up here, and you have to turn the torque converter to get it to come to the position you want it in. To do that, you grab yourself a strong screwdriver and put it up through this hole here and get onto the teeth of the flywheel and give it a movement. You pull it around. Okay, so let's get that done. As can be seen here, the steering damper is leaking severely. So I've got a new one of those to put in. It's a very simple thing. The nuts and bolts at either end are 14mm. Obviously all you need to do is undo them, take it out and put the new one in. That's a simple job. As always, there is always more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. There is a plate here that I have removed. That meant I could see the teeth on the gear easily. I have moved the steering damper out of the way. Just gives you a little bit more room around here, and for the sake of 2 bolts it's worth it. The tool I used to get onto the teeth of the flywheel to bring the torque converter nut around, I found easiest was this tool here. Zip. Yep, it's a hose remover tool. Got a nice spike on the end of it and a curve up through the hole here. Hang on, let me try and do this differently. Sorry about this. So going up through this hole, I could then get onto the tooth and just lever it gently. And be careful how you're doing. You don't want to damage the teeth. And then, if you can see it, hang on a second. There it is. Whoop, there it is. There. That is the drain plug. So that now has to come out to drain the torque converter. All right, let's get on with it. Okay. What we do have to do is get this pan off. As you can see, everything's in a right mess here. So, I think they're 13mm, but we will find out, won't we? 10, 11, 12, 13. That looks good to me. Maybe I can get away with a short extension. My wife would like it to be a longer one. Oh, that's not right. And we'll give this a clean up before we put it back on. Alright, that's going to need a little bit more strength to crack it. And there's 6 of these to take off. Jesus, that's not good. That is really tough. Oh, it went, thank God for that. Oh damn, and there's 2 under there as well. Okay, I said 6, there's obviously 8. I wonder if this has ever been off. They are really tight. They shouldn't be that tight. I tell you what, I'm worried about one of these shearing, but I have no choice. This has to come off. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Also notice there is a mount missing off of the exhaust. I didn't see that before. It's just a rubber ring, so I'll get the customer to order one of those. Let's get these out and get it clean. Where's my tray? Gotta keep a magnetic tray handy. Put all your nuts and bolts in. That way, less chance of losing stuff. And I'm good at that. Okay, and one last one. Yeah, actually that is quite a hefty plate. Not quite sure why they needed to put such a hefty thing on there. Wow, that's ridiculously strong. Okay, it's not supporting anything. Uh-oh. Oh no, they didn't, did they? Oh crap. Let me have a look. No, they didn't. Alright, that's a change of design. This oxygen sensor usually has a ground wire on it. This one doesn't seem to have one. Okay, so now we gotta get in here. Not sure what size that is. Let's find out. And then we can get draining. Where's my hex? There we are. Okay, let's see if I'm any good at this. I'm saying it's a 5mm. Let's see. Ooh, that's a bit loose. Maybe it's a 6. Not pleased with that, unless this is buggered. Oh dear, it's buggered. Oh crap. Yeah, someone's been in here and not done it properly. Oh, that is a shame. Alright, I'm going to have to get a... No, hang on, let me see. Look the other way. Oh, I hope this comes undone. Someone has buggered this in the past. Oh, it came undone. Thankfully. Right, let us get our little beastie in line here. Let's get this baby draining. Now it is still quite hot, this. Oh no, that's good sign. This fluid is got a nice pinkish colour to it. So I think that should mean the transmission's in pretty good order. But it's leaking so severely we've got to replace this gasket. Of course we are getting blowback from the engine because the engine is also leaking, but there's not much we can do about that, not unless we want to take the engine and transmission apart, which I am not going to do. Doesn't smell burnt, smells used but doesn't smell burnt. Alright, we'll just leave that to do its thing. I'm going to leave that for a little while to drain, because obviously there will be lots of dribbles, and it's best just I'll probably leave that for about 30 minutes now. Do I have to leave it that long? No, I could take it off and make a lot more mess than I want to. Then after that I'm going to drain the torque converter, but initially I will have to get socket onto that. I wonder what size that is. Are you a 5 or a 6 or what are you? Oh no, it's not going to work. Let's try this. Well, it looks like Mercedes chose the same size. Yeah, that doesn't want to come out. Let me see if I can do it this way. This is not what I want to do, but give it a bit of shock treatment. Oh, no, not me. That's it. All right, now we take that plug back out. And I'll give that a thorough clean up. See how that suddenly collected? Right, now the torque converter, yeah, that's going to be tight. I'll crack it, but I'm not going to drain it just yet because I want to let the main transmission drain first. Now that's too long an extension, don't want that. I am covered already in transmission oil. Wow. Alright, hang on. As I said, this is a where'd it go? A 5mm. Okay, good. As this is going to have most fluid in it, I think what I'm going to do, if I can, I'm going to put the plug back in this, and that can this can now build up its fluid level whilst I drain the torque converter. And a lot of people don't bother with the torque converter, but you should if you can. Now, I'm not saying you always can. Now, I know you probably can't see what I'm doing, but trust me, I'm draining the torque converter. And it's going to make a mess because it hits the exhaust. There, as you can see, the mess it makes runs right over the exhaust. Real pain in the ass, that. But that I am going to have to leave now. Okay, I think I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to come back with part 2. Part 2 will be clean up of the pan, install of the filter, and fill up with transmission fluid. Also, we will then cover the reinstall of the steering damper. So for the moment, we're going to say goodbye, get out in that garage, go do some shit.